Back here with more Week 9 XLB action as we roll along, heading towards the postseason. The push for the playoffs have begun. That's not a good tagline. We'll come up with something better than that. But the postseason is getting here just around the corner. Hard to believe that we are already in Week 9 of this. And we got a matchup between two teams near the bottom of the West in the Salt Lake City Yetis and the Boise Ninjas. Salt Lake City comes into this one a record of 2-6, Boise 3-5. So if Salt Lake City can get a win here, they will wind up tying the Ninjas and have the full game advantage. We'll go over why that's important later on. Let's take a look at some of the stats as these two teams come into this one. Salt Lake City 2-6, really kind of struggled, but they've got some good wins on their docket so far this season. Actually, they fell to the Rattlers last week, whereas Boise had their hands full with Las Vegas and wound up getting the loss there. Boise lost to Louisville the week before. Boise's kind of struggled here as of late. Losers of 3 of their last 4. They're looking to get off the schneid here and get themselves back in the mix in the West. Both teams controlled by me. My brother's here controlling the scoreboard and helping out as well. Legends for the Yetis include Alfonso Soriano and Brett Saberhagen, who is back from suspension. And the Boise Ninjas legends include Ichiro Suzuki and Randy Johnson, who's been dominant this season. But that's not who's going to be on the mound. Neither Saberhagen nor Randy Johnson, as we'll have MacKenzie Gore for the Yetis from the Washington Nationals and Andrew Abbott from the Cincinnati Reds. And it'll be Alfonso Soriano leading off for the Yetis. And as a matter of fact, let's take a look at this Yeti lineup coming into this one. Record of 2-6, manager Jeff Kent. You see Soriano leading off. Chirrillo moving up in the lineup, and then Pascuantino and Perez, the Royals duo right there in the middle. Bichette and the 6-hole and Pena, who has had some good hits here and there, batting right after him as we get this one underway. Anything you want to add, Jason, before we get started?
Nope.
All right.
These teams mean nothing to me.
Well, you say that, but we'll talk about why this might be important around the 6th inning. Soriano leading off against Andrew Abbott.
Okay.
And Abbott will strike him out looking. 1 up, 1 down.
Is there a team I should be cheering for then, or what? What's going on?
I'd say maybe. I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe, yeah, that's tough to say which one you probably want to see win. The Yetis have the head-to-head over New Orleans. So, yeah. Chirrillo comes up. He's batting .353 on the season, but Abbott will strike him out. So back-to-back strikeouts from Abbott to get this one started. Bring up Vinny Pascuantino, batting .235. 3 home runs for the Pasquatch, and Vinny will be out of there as he will ground out to short. And it's 3 up, 3 down for the Yetis as the Ninjas will come up to the plate. Of course, the Yetis, a 6.78 ERA this season. That is the highest in the XLB, as their pitchers just have struggled to get any kind of consistency going. We'll see if the Ninjas can take advantage of that today. Here, you can see behind me the Dojo here in Boise, Idaho, as Ichiro leads off against MacKenzie Gore. And PBZ, 53. That's fielding table. We're going to have a wild one already, 32. Pitcher throws wildly after fielding grounder. Batter safe on air, and runners advance 2 bases. If CD4 pitching, batter is out. Gore is CD4. And Ichiro is out.
Dang.
That'll bring up Bregman, batting .375 on the season. Leads the team in hits. And Bregman will not get a hit here as he will line out to third. 2 up, 2 down. We'll bring up Aaron Judge. Judge batting 100 on the year. 3 for 30. And Gore will put Judge on. A single into center. And it would be nice. The Ninjas would love to see Aaron Judge get going here in the latter half of the season. That'll bring up Yandy Diaz. 259, a homer, 3 RBIs. And Diaz will strike out looking. That'll do it here for 1. Top of 2 we go. Where the heart of the lineup will be up for the Yetis. Salvador Perez leading off, batting .200. And Abbott will strike him out. So 3 strikeouts and 4 batters for Abbott. Brings up Kyle Tucker, batting .231 on the year. And Abbott will get Tucker to ground out to short. 2 down for Bo Bichette, .281 on the season. And Abbott will put Bo on with a single into center. So Bichette gets the first hit of the day for the Yetis, and now 1 on, 2 down for Jeremy Pena, batting .185 on the year. And Abbott will strike him out. 4th strikeout for Abbott, 2 per inning. Bottom of 2 we go. Trent Grisham will lead off for the Ninjas. Grisham batting .087, 2 for 23 on the season. And Gore will walk Grisham. Grisham's 6th walk of the season. Okay. Didn't expect to see that whenever I looked over. 1 on, nobody down for Turang, batting .185. And Turang is out of there as he'll pop up to the catcher. 1 down, bottom of 2 for Hunter Goodman, batting .200, 6 for 30. And Gore will strike out Goodman. 2nd strikeout for Gore. We'll bring up Wilson Contreras, the first baseman, batting .207 with a home run. And Gore will give up a single into right to Contreras. That's Chapman. I don't know what that was. 2nd hit of the day for the Yetis. We'll bring up L.A. De La Cruz, batting .172, 2 on, 2 down. And Gore will get De La Cruz to fly out to center. So the Ninjas threaten, can't plate any runs. We're still tied up at 2. After 2, top of 3 we go. Let's take a look at the schedule for week number 9 here in the XLB. 2 teams on bye this week include the Gladiators and the Terminators, and anyone whose name ends with Ters. Lots of good games on this docket this week. Huh?
That game I am interested in.
What's that?
Gladiators, Terminators.
Well, they're on bye this week, so you're not going to see that. And they may have already played each other, too. I'm taking a look right now.
Well,
they haven't.
Not to give it away, but I am watching the Knicks and 76ers, so I really wasn't listening. Spoilers, Knicks won.
All right, that'll do it for Game 2 of the NBA playoffs, as Matt Chapman will lead off for the Yetis here in the 3rd. And Chapman will strike out. I know you saw that bug fly through the screen there. 5 strikeouts for Abbott as Taylor Ward steps up. And Ward is out of there as he'll ground out to short. 2 down. For the leadoff hitter, Ichiro Suzuki.
Now,
For the leadoff hitter, Alfonso Soriano. And Soriano is out of there as he'll ground out to first. 3 up, 3 down here in the 3rd. Bottom of the 3rd will go. Ichiro will lead off. Is that right this time? Ichiro. He'll hit a single into left. Leadoff man on for the Ninjas. Their 3rd hit of the day. Ichiro will go for 2nd. And he will not get a jump. We'll bring up Bregman. 1 on, nobody down. And Gore will get Bregman to fly out to right. 1 down. They'll bring up Aaron Judge. Now Judge, 1 on, 1 down. Gore will throw a wild pitch. That'll send Ichiro to 2nd. And now Judge lines it up. PBBD for Judge. And he'll strike out. The quintessential PBBD card for XLB. 47. Can't get it. Yandy Diaz, 1 on, 2 down. Diaz. He will hit a single into center. The Yetis on defense. Churrillo is a T4 out there. That'll be 11-72, I assume.
Woo.
And he's in there. It's a bang-bang play. They review it. And Ichiro scores the run off the Yandy Diaz hit. A close one. A great throw, in all honesty, by Churrillo, but they cannot nab him. That'll bring up Trent Grisham. And Gore will strike him out to end the inning. 4th strikeout for Gore. Under review. I didn't know he was doing it. Sorry. And we're going to say, safe, after the review. Safe. So that'll bring up the top of 4 now. And Jackson Churrillo, after the almost throw out at home, he'll be up first here for the Yetis against Andrew Abbott. And Churrillo is out of there as he'll ground out to 3rd.
Just came back in real life just the other day.
Yes, he did.
Went 4 for 4.
Yes, he did. He lit up the Cardinals in his return. Bring up the pass watch. And Abbott will strike him out. Boy, Abbott has looked good here into the 4th inning. 6th strikeout for him. Brings up Salvador Perez. And Abbott will give up a single into right to Perez. 2nd hit of the day for the Yetis off the bat of Salvador Perez. So now 1 on, 2 down for Kyle Tucker. And Tucker will take a walk. Didn't someone take a walk on the Ninjas too? Yes. Let's mark it up here. Okay. That is the first walk of the season for Tucker. That'll bring up Bo Bichette. 2 on, 2 down for Bo against Andrew Abbott. And Abbott will get Bo to line out back to the pitcher. That's how the top of 4 comes to a close. Abbott gets out of the jam, and now Gore goes to work against Bryce Terang. Terang looking to get going here after a good World Baseball Classic. Was it good? I didn't watch it. Not good there. Strikes out against Gore. That'll bring up Hunter Goodman with 1 down. And Goodman will hit a double into right. I thought that was a home run for a half second. Almost acted for it. 2nd double of the season for Goodman. Now a man on 2nd for Contreras. And Contreras, he'll slap a double into left, and that'll score the run. So Contreras coming up with the hit there. Doubles the Ninjas' output. 1 down, 1 on for De La Cruz. PBZ 25. Pitcher develops a blister. So that'll do it for Gore. As he's got the blister on his hand, he shows it. He's like, I can't go any further.
If it took Paul Skeens out, it can take anybody out.
So they'll bring in Calvin Foucher, and Foucher had to come in for Saberhagen when he went out after the first pitch.
Oh, a note there. I'm going to try and fix that maybe in season 3 by adding a 6th pitcher just used for
long relief.
This kind of situation.
Interesting.
Yep.
Interesting. Well, Foucher is going to get another chance at long relief here. He's already pitched 9 innings this season, comes in with a 4 ERA, and he's taking on De La Cruz here in the bottom of 4. And Foucher will strike him out. So coming in and dealing. 6th strikeout of the day for Yetis pitchers. That'll bring up Ichiro, 1 on, 2 down. And Z for Ichiro, 57-26. Third baseman muffs grounder. CD4 at third. Batter is out. All right, CD2. What was it? 26. So batter safe on air and runner advance 1 base. Okay. So Ichiro Gets on. It's twice today that Ichiro has had a dramatic plate
3
appearance.
Z cards.
And that's the second error of the season on Matt Chapman. And the 6th error of the season on the Yetis.
Chat Mapman.
That'll bring up Alex Bregman. Bring up Brex Alegman. With
No,
2
you only
on.
get that done to you if you make an error. You get your name.
That makes sense.
Whatever
Against
that's called.
Foucher. Spoonerism. Foucher will give up a single into right. Timely hitting there from Bregman and making them pay for the error. I think that goes on Gore. Didn't he put Contreras on?
Yeah, that's unearned. The inning should be over.
Huh?
That's an unearned run. The inning should be over.
The inning should be over?
Because of that error, it's not. So that's an unearned.
Oh, okay.
Run.
Gotcha. Well, Bregman still knocks it in.
Yeah, he gets an RBI.
Knocks Contreras in, and that brings up Judge with 2 on, 2 down against Foucher. Score 3-0. And Foucher will give up a single into left to Judge. And now we have to take a look at the left fielder for the Yetis. And he's T3, which is even more advantageous. 11-76 for Ichiro. And he's in there easily this time. So Ichiro, another run scored. Judge drives that one in. And the Ninjas are starting to open this one up at home. That'll bring up Yandy Diaz, 2 on, 2 down. And Foucher will strike him out to end the inning. Second strikeout for Foucher. He has to come in because of the blister, but 3 more runs on the board for the Ninjas. Top of 5 we go. It'll be Jeremy Pena leading off against Andrew Abbott. And Abbott will get Pena to pop up to the shortstop. 1 down for Matt Chapman. Abbott will get Chapman to pop up to second. Couple infield pop-ups brings up Taylor Ward. And Ward will take that one high and deep, and he puts the Yetis on the board with a home run out of the 9-hole. And Abbott just left that one hanging. And the Yetis take full advantage of it. Taylor Ward, that is his 2nd home run of the season. 12th home run of the year for the Salt Lake City Yetis. Good hit there by Ward.
His what was the second one?
Second. Mountain Man shot by Taylor Ward. That'll bring up Alfonso Soriano. Nobody on, 2 down. PB for Soriano. And he'll take that one high and deep. So back-to-back homers by the Yetis. And Soriano delivers that one. That is his 2nd home run of the season. And the 13th on the year for Salt Lake City. So that cuts into this Ninja lead here in the 5th, 5-2. A cliffhanger crush from Alfonso Soriano. That'll bring up Jackson Chirrillo. And Abbott will strike out Chirrillo, and that'll do it for the inning. So a couple pop-ups, and then the back-to-back homers. And then Abbott's 7th strikeout sends us to the bottom of 5, where Trent Grisham will lead off against Calvin Foucher. And Grisham will strike out.
I got a question.
Okay.
You mean to tell me in game 1, Wemby had 12 block shots in a game?
Yeah.
Seems like,
Well, it's because when Rudy Gobert was in, he didn't have to stay and guard Rudy, so he was just able to go. You know what? Save it for Status Pro basketball, okay? Bryce Terang up against Foucher. And Foucher will give up a single into center to Terang. 9th hit of the day for the Ninjas, as that'll bring up Hunter Goodman. And Goodman will hit a double. That'll knock Terang.
What if Wemby was like your center fielder? He'd be catching all sorts of crap.
That's true. That's true. What if he was your pitcher?
Oh,
Like
my
another
Lord.
big unit. They'll bring up Contreras, 2 on, 1 down. And Contreras is out of there as he'll ground out to third. OBRA on third scores. Oh, and that is Turang. Okay. So another run plated, and L.A. De La Cruz at the plate. Foucher will strike out De La Cruz. And that'll do it for the bottom of the fifth. Another run on the board for the Ninjas. And the reason why this game is so important is these two teams vying and jockeying for position near the bottom of the West. And that means that one of these two teams could be forced into relegation, as when Season 3 rolls around for the XLB, we'll be adding 2 new teams with expansion to form a 16-team league in order to make the postseason and playoffs a little easier to figure out. But then we also decided that each season, the last place team in each division is going to be relegated, deleted, never to come back. They will be gone and be replaced with 2 new teams. Relegation going to be figured out by whoever gets last in each division is going to get 1 point, and or just going by records. So whoever has the worst record has 1 point, second worst record 2 points, so on and so forth. And then when you're eliminated in the playoffs, you'll be assigned a point value based on that as well. And the 2 teams in each conference, well, the 1 team in each conference with the lowest point total, relegated. So these 2 teams fighting for those bottom positions right now to avoid relegation. You can see the explanation here on the screen. But as the postseason gets closer, we'll kind of go into further detail with it. But relegation and expansion, Jason, can you believe it? XLB doing big things.
Got a couple teams itching to get in this. Well, 4 teams itching to get into this.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting for sure. Top of the 6th, Vinny Pasquantino will lead off against Andrew Abbott. And Abbott will give up a single into left to Pasquantino.
Do you remember a pitcher with the last name Abbott? I think it's Jim.
Yeah, he had 1 hand.
Jim. Yeah, 1 arm.
He threw a no-hitter.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah. Salvador Perez up, 1 on, nobody down. Look it up. Abbott will get Perez to fly out to left.
I think he may have never even got a hit.
He personally didn't?
Yeah.
That makes sense.
I think he was in American League only.
Mm-hmm. Played for the Angels, I know that.
Yeah, White Sox maybe.
That sounds right, too. Kyle Tucker at the plate. Abbott will get Tucker to ground out to third, air 7-10. That'll give us a chance to look at the defense for the Ninjas. Not going to be an air, but it will advance the runner as it was a G5A. And that'll bring up Bo Bichette with 2 down here in the 6th. And Bichette will strike out looking. 8th strikeout for Abbott gets him through the top of 6. Bottom will go where Foucher comes out to go back to work as he tries to slow down this Boise offense. It'll be Ichiro Suzuki leading off here in the 6th. And Foucher will strike out Ichiro. 5th strikeout for Foucher. Brings up Bregman. And Foucher will strike him out looking. Back-to-back Ks from Foucher. He's got 6 on the day, and now Aaron Judge at the plate. And Foucher will strike out Judge. 1, 2, 3. Set him up, set him down. Top of 7 we go. Jeremy Pena set to lead off for the Yetis. Abbott will throw a pass ball. Comes back to Abbott, and he'll get Pena to fly out to deep left where Ichiro makes a big-time save at the wall. So great play there.
Sounds right.
Great play there by Ichiro. 1 down in the 7th. Matt Chapman at the plate. And Chapman will take a walk. Second walk of the day issued by Abbott. 3rd walk of the season And now Ralph Macchio is on the steps of the dugout, checking on Abbott as Ward's at the plate. And Abbott will give up a single into center to Ward. Macchio checks with Abbott one more time. Abbott says one more batter. And Macchio, known as a friendly manager, player-friendly manager, gonna let him continue. So Abbott, 2 on, 1 down against Soriano. And Abbott will get Soriano to ground to first. Batter safe, runner on first, out at second. Okay. So now 2 down for Chirrillo. Soriano's going to go for second. 54. TA will get him. And that is Goodman. That is tough. Trying to sneak one in there. And Abbott gets through the top of the 7th. Bottom of 7 we go, where Yandy Diaz will lead off against Calvin Foucher. Foucher will get him to ground out to third. 1 up, 1 down, Trent Grisham. And Grisham, he's out of there. As he'll line out to first. 2 down for Bryce Terang. Foucher will strike him out. 8th strikeout for Foucher. 13 strikeouts on the game for the Yetis. And the top of the 8th is where we find ourselves now. As the Ninjas will bring in Tyler Kinley. So Tyler Kinley checking in here. And he'll take on Jackson Chirrillo after Soriano caught stealing in the bottom part, or excuse me, in the last inning. So Chirrillo against Kinley. And Chirrillo will strike out. 9th strikeout of the day for the Ninjas. Brings up Pasquantino. And Kinley will walk Pasquantino. Third walk of the day for the Yetis. Not a team that walks a ton. Came into today with 11 walks. Make that 14 now. 1 on, 1 down for Salvador Perez. And Kinley will get Perez to fly out to deep center, where Trent Grisham makes the big-time catch there. But it does not advance the runner. So 2 down for Kyle Tucker. And Tucker is out of there as he will fly out to left in the top half of the inning. Kinley comes in, retires the side, heads to the bottom of the 8th now, where Boise will look to put some insurance runs on the board. As the Yetis will bring in Josh Hader, their closer. Not a guy they've got to use a lot this season, but they'll bring him in here in the bottom of the 8th. They'll take on the bottom of the lineup and Hunter Goodman. And Hader will get Goodman to pop out to short. 1 up, 1 down. Wilson Contreras at the plate, excuse me. And he'll strike out. That'll bring up L.A. De La Cruz with 2 down. And De La Cruz will strike out. We had a good look at it. So top of 9. And the Ninjas will bring in Pete Fairbanks, try and close this one out. They'll have Bo Bichette leading off for the Yetis. And Fairbanks will give up a single into center to Bichette to kick off the 9th. That'll bring up Jeremy Pena. 1 on, nobody down. And Fairbanks will get Pena to ground out to second. Double play. Matt Chapman at the plate as this Boise crowd comes to their feet. And Fairbanks will ring him up, sit him down. That's how the game will come to a close. With a Pete Fairbanks strikeout, 5-2 going to be the final score in this one. And I think MacKenzie Gore is still going to get hung with the loss there. As Andrew Abbott will get the win. Tyler Kenley will get a preservation. And the 3-out save going to go to Pete Fairbanks. Your MVP of the game going to be Wilson Contreras. And that's a good win for the Ninjas. Moves them back up to 4-5 on the season. And probably makes relegation a pretty low possibility for them, as now it'll be Sacramento and Salt Lake City fighting it out for the bottom spot in the West. That'll do it for this game here in week number 9. See you next time right here on the XLB channel. Thanks for watching.